Well, kids doesn't really fit it because everybody's at least my age or a little bit older who watches this channel. But you know what? It fucking sounds good to open up a video, so let's just deal with it and move on, okay? All right. Well, I was waiting until the end of the day to try and figure out if anything was going to happen in regards to the election cases or anything. And outside of a couple of Texas leaders who think that the fucking South is going to rise again and calling for, I don't know, maybe a secession. I'm not putting too much stock into that shit. I think we just need to wait until the beginning of the week and see what the fuck happens, because there are a couple of different routes Trump can still go. It's fucking super unlikely at this point. It is like a percentage of a percentage point that anything is going to turn out positive in this election. And the only thing positive is these Democratic governors' blood test results, but no, it's been kind of a slow news day in regards to the election. But I'll give you what we got here. They look like they might be, and by they I mean all the states, and the Trump campaign looks like they might be retooling the lawsuit so that the Supreme Court hears it again, because like I said yesterday, fucking Thomas and Alito at least want to hear something about this. They're trying, but the other three that Trump appointed, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Barrett, words cannot describe how fucking disgusted everybody are with those three right now. Like, whatever. This is the last video of the day. Everybody should be enjoying your fucking weekend anyways, so I'll give you the skinny on this, and then we'll end on some good news. How about that? Okay. President Donald Trump's legal team is planning on filing retooled lawsuits, his lawyer said Saturday. We move immediately, seamlessly to Plan B, which is to bring lawsuits now in each one of the states. We had them already. We're just a version of one that was brought to the Supreme Court. So last night, the president made the decision, Rudy Giuliani said during an appearance on War Room Pandemic, which I think has probably been banned from YouTube. I think I heard something about that. Whatever. That's the Steve Bannon show, by the way. Texas filed a lawsuit in the Supreme Court against Pennsylvania, Georgia, Wisconsin, and Michigan, alleging the elections were run contrary to the Constitution. Exactly, they still are, but guess what? The nation's top court rejected the suit late Friday because, mustanding? Fucking stupid. Trump's team is going to file suit. Is going to file suits, or have already filed suits in 4 states, as well as Arizona and Nevada. Yes. The suits will incorporate allegations of the complaint filed by Texas. If the state doesn't have standing, surely the president of the United States has standing. You'd think that now, but we also thought earlier in the week, Texas, they have electors that they need to put out there. They all ran their fucking elections very constitutionally, but because Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Georgia decided to, fuck it. The Constitution is more or less just a break glass in case of you run out of toilet paper. That's the only thing that's fucking good for, apparently, for those guys. But you'd think that they'd have a complaint because the results of their election are tied directly to the results of everybody else in the entire union. But fucking far be it from me. I just, report what I see on a daily basis. I don't have the proper title of justice. Giuliani also said that, and let's see what excuse they can try to use to avoid having a hearing on that. I can think of one: standing, because we have no textbook definition of what it means. Not you fucking smooth-brained fucking Twitter lawyers. Don't fucking at me with this shit where it's like, they don't have to see it because there's other courses of action. Well, if nobody's gonna fucking see it, what does standing mean? It's just another fucking nebulous term so you don't have to do your fucking job. But as far as I'm concerned, that is the update for the election today, and it involves lawsuits. And guess what? Our good news is going to involve some more lawsuits because they're fun, okay? Sometimes they're fun. And guess what? This involves a court not wanting to do their job based on decent reason, I suppose, because this is a fraudulent case if I've ever seen one. And we reported on this very, very late in the summer and very, very early in the lifespan of my channel, and things kind of sounded a little bit different but between now and then. So let's revisit this and apparently close the book on it. Judge disqualifies attorneys from prosecuting McCloskey case. Yay! Democratic Circuit Attorney Kimberly M. Gardner, who was caught tampering with evidence. Oh, who was prosecuting the gun case against Mark McCloskey this summer, had her case disqualified. Round of applause for that judge there. Round of fucking applause. Circuit Judge Thomas Clark II disqualified the case, stating the attorney's campaign fundraising activities created the impression that she prosecuted McCloskey's for political purposes. Ooh, wow, that sucks. Clark's order against Gardner and her office cited 2 fundraising emails that Gardner's re-election campaign sent in response to political attacks before and after she charged Mark and Patricia McCloskey with felony gun crimes in July, the St. Louis Dispatch reported. Fucking Christ. Could you imagine? Actually, you can if you just watch the previous video about the Biden family trying to use your political power for financial gain. I couldn't imagine which one single party who has done that for the past 20 years. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe they're centered in a communist state like North Korea. I couldn't imagine any sort of democratically run institution would possibly steep that low, but I don't know. I'm just speculating. The Post-Dispatch stated that the Clark's order only applied to Mark McCloskey and bars her office from prosecuting the case. Yay! The order does not apply to Patricia McCloskey, whose case is assigned to Circuit Court Judge Michael Seltzer. Whatever. The order states that a new prosecutor must be appointed to the case. Cool. Well, it should be thrown out because pretty much everybody in power in Missouri, that's where this is being contested, by the way, is on the side of the McCloskeys. They just think that this is an erroneous case, and based on all the evidence tampering, where those guns that were shown in the picture were not functional because they are also trial lawyers using the McCloskeys as well, and they were using them as props in certain cases, and the firing pin and the spring were reversed, therefore creating the instance where those weapons of war, those big scary black rifles, and that one menacing handgun would not be able to fire. And you know what? When they were entered into evidence, it was recorded as that, but then they reversed the firing pin and the spring and the mechanism and made them functional. Therefore, they were weapons that could have been used for intimidation, even though that castle doctrine is fairly expansive in the state of Missouri. So, sounds like a fucking stupid case if you ask me, and that's what, we've been talking about for quite a long time now. This court does not seek to interfere with the democratic process, but strongly believe it presents circumstances justify disqualification. Clark wrote, difference to precedent, acknowledging the will of the voters, and respecting separation of powers are vital to a representative government. Why can't this guy have a bigger voice? An equitable criminal justice system and the rule of law. Likewise, campaigning without tainting the right to a fair trial is equally compelling and constitutionally sacred. You know, at least somebody has a backbone, at least when it comes to a smaller lawsuit like this. Unbelievable. After considering the arguments of the counsel, the pleadings coupled with the attachments and the applicable case law and the relevant statute, the court finds the emails raise an appearance of impropriety and warrant disqualification. Clark added, in short, the circuit attorney's conduct raises the appearance that she initiated a criminal prosecution for political purposes. Immediately before and after charging defendants, she solicited campaign donations to advance her personal interests. You love to see when a judge actually wants to look at evidence. And it's few and far between in days like this. They sure don't make judges like they used to. McCloskey has defended his action as self-defense and lawful protection of private property numerous times, stating, I went inside, I got a rifle, because as soon as I said, this is private property, those words enraged the crowd. If you remember, during the time I played the video, or at least show some stills, and you guys are probably way more familiar with this case than what I've covered on it, but they were unlawfully prosecuted because a roving group of peaceful protesters broke into their gated community and decided that they were going to go see a local politician who was also living in the exact same area as the McCloskeys. They went onto their lawn, started chanting their stupid, retarded shit like all cops are bastards, Black Lives Matter, and, you know, the fucking assorted fare that those unthinking retards tend to chant whenever they congregate in a large enough pod of idiocy. So yeah, and then they just stood on their front porch like that, and then the day after, a larger group came back and protested right on their front yard. But at the same time, joke was on them that they hired private security. So, you know what? That's kind of the future that you'd have to expect if these stupid fucking city councils go ahead and defund the police. But, whatever. Anyways, yeah, like I was saying, they also have a bunch of different supports when it comes to, well, the Missouri state elected officials. Republicans have stood up for the McCloskeys as Senator Josh Hawley. Good man, and a man who's definitely going to survive the great Republican purge that may or may not happen. Not like a violent purge, you fucking morons, but, you know, the type where all of the rhinos that didn't really stick up for the authenticity of this election are going to get fucking primaried out like nobody's business, or they're just going to end up losing their seats. Josh Hawley is not one of those people. Sent a letter to the United States Attorney General William Barr, who will be out right now. I'm sure he's packing his fucking office, urging him to action against Gardner. 12 Republican members of the House of Representatives sent a letter to Barr in which they specifically named the McCloskeys, demanding that he take decisive action to protect Americans from mob rule. Great album. Missouri Republican Governor Mike Parsons signaled last week that he would likely pardon the McCloskeys if they were charged. This is in reference to when they were first charged with everything, and Parsons was like, this is fucking stupid. I'm just going to pardon them if anything happens. Senator Tom Cotton, another good senator, by the way, responded to the charges by writing on Twitter, St. Louis's Soros-funded prosecutor let dozens of violent rioters go free. She sued her own police department, and murder has skyrocketed under her watch. Yet, despite refusing to arrest violent criminals, she targets a family with a felony for guarding their home. Contrary to the castle doctrine that is there, and contrary to her re-election campaign, because that bitch is fucking corrupt as all shit, but because she is a woman of color, nothing is going to happen to her, and she's going to continue to sit in her post until the end of goddamn time whenever she wants to retire, because guess what? She also has Soros money behind her, and you can't say anything bad about a woman of color, and oops. That might mean the end of this video, but you know what? You guys deserve to know the information there. And hey, we'll end the weekend on a great note. Well, actually, we'll be back tomorrow, but we'll end the day on a good note because, hey, the McCloskeys aren't going to fucking face any kind of criminal charges. And that's a win in my book. So there's a little bit of an update on the election because there, well, isn't really much to update it on because fucking SCOTUS, you know. But at least one judge has kind of redeemed their entire profession. But you know what? You take the wins where you can get them, guys. Anyways, go on and enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. I know I will. I got a steak calling my name. Gotta go grill it up. Thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.